Yeah, actually portions are getting a little bit smaller nowadays. I'm getting hungrier, then I end up buying two.
I just have to deal with it because I have no other choice.
If I was a business owner, I would also do the same thing.
Just deal with it lah. Life what?
I feel like it's a scam.
Do you find that you're paying the same price for your groceries and meals, yet the portions have gotten smaller? This is thanks to a phenomenon known as shrinkflation. While inflation results in consumers paying more for the same amount of product, shrinkflation sees consumers paying the same amount or even more for a smaller amount of product. Based on an Ipsos poll conducted between October and November 2023, 37% of Singaporeans found it unacceptable for businesses and retailers to reduce the size of their product while keeping prices the same, as a way of responding to rising costs. We wanted to find out if Singaporeans found shrinkflation as an acceptable means for companies to respond to rising costs. AsiaOne recently did a survey in May this year on our audience's attitudes towards the cost of living. The survey received 1,699 valid responses. 88% of respondents stated that they paid at least about 5% more for their usual dining options compared to a year ago, while 81% of them indicated that the food portion received has shrunk at least slightly. When considered together, 75% of respondents reported that in the past year, their usual dining options cost them more on average compared to a year ago, but the portion of food on average has shrunk. When asked about their experience regarding the purchase of their usual daily essentials, 92% of respondents indicated that they paid at least 5% more than a year ago, while 69% said that the weight or content of those items has shrunk at least slightly. 2/3 of respondents stated that the daily essentials that they bought cost more on average and have shrunk compared to a year ago. To expand on our findings, we headed out to find out what Singaporeans thought of shrinkflation and how they are coping with it.
Yes, I do. It's basically at the same price, they reduce the portions to reduce their cost of production.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't really know what shrinkflation is, but if I had to guess, it would be increasing the price of the good and decreasing like the portion or maybe the quality of the good.
My food and everything I buy actually.
Yeah, actually portions are getting a little bit smaller nowadays. I'm getting hungrier, then I end up buying two.
Yeah, when I go out and buy food.
Yeah, time to time.
Yeah, I do. I feel like nowadays the portion of food that I've been getting is getting lesser, but then the pricing they are selling is getting more expensive.
Yes, in school for example, like a bottled drink, it used to be 500 ml, now it's 320 ml, but they only reduced the price by 10 cents.
I just have to deal with it because I have no other choice.
Personally, I feel that like for typical hawker food, like for the chicken rice, $2 to $3, it's not a very significant increase in price, so I'll just continue buying the same good.
Just deal with it lah. Life what?
For me, I just look out for discounts, then if got discounts, maybe I stock up a bit more.
Depends on ethical premise, I think. Like if you argue that businesses need to survive to provide value for the economy, then I think that it's reasonable because they need to survive. If they die, they can't even provide you food at all. But if they're doing it as a means to take advantage of people, intentionally taking advantage of this trend so it's more acceptable, then I think it's a bit more questionable.
I feel like it's a scam.
I guess so. Because if I was a business owner, I would also do the same thing. You know, I need to make money also.
I think that's the norm now. But personally, I feel that consumers should be getting what they deserve lah. Like they pay this amount, you shouldn't shrink the portion.
I think it's acceptable as long as the quality of the good is proportional to the price that they set.
I rather pay the same amount for a lesser product.
I think I'll pay more.
Pay more for the same more product. Because I want what I want, right?
I think I'll prefer inflation because I think it's a more honest depiction of what I'm purchasing.
I will take the shrinkflation. Yeah, pay the same amount but a little bit smaller portion. Because if you want to increase the amount, they may increase by exorbitant amount, then it becomes quite unfair.
I also prefer inflation because if they only change the prices, then I can gauge with other stores maybe how much more they are increasing so I don't get ripped off.
Of the people we interviewed, all of them stated that they've noticed shrinking portion sizes for food while having to pay more. Respondents said that they either just deal with it or look for cheaper alternatives and stock up when goods go on sale. Businesses adopting shrinkflation to combat rising production costs was generally still acceptable to respondents who empathise that they too have to make a living, as long as prices were still relatively fair to consumers. When asked whether they prefer being charged more for products or receiving smaller portions for the same price, the majority of respondents stated that they preferred paying more to get the portion they expect. So, what do you think?